Hi, J.R. Ross, PGA professional and director of instruction here at the Dogwood Golf Academy. Here we are today. We're going to talk about the 9 key positions in the golf swing. And to do this, it's probably best if I sit down and show you how I give a golf lesson with my V1 teaching software. So follow me, let's go inside and let's do a video lesson. Okay, normally when we do a lesson, I like to take at least 2 to 6 videos of someone looking at their face-on view and their down-the-line view. Because of the length and detail of the 9 golf positions, this segment will be separated into 2 separate videos. What we have in front of you right here is a face-on view, and I have one of my students on the left, and that is a tour player on the right. And basically what we are looking at is their face-on view. I look at 9 key positions in the golf swing that are very, very important. Position number 1 would be their setup position, which you can see they're both in setup positions right now. I'm a firm believer that there's not just one way to swing the golf club, and there's a perfect setup for everyone, and not everyone's going to set up exactly the same either. Things that come into play here are obviously age, sex, health, physical ability, size. So there's so many things that come into effect that would make someone's golf swing look a little bit different, and their setup positions just a little bit different. But again, there is a perfect setup for everyone and a perfect swing for everyone. So this is position 1. It's your setup positions. That's pretty much a basic, setup for both of these people. The second key position in the golf swing that I look at is where the club is at when the club is parallel to the ground. And a lot of this I look at from the down the line view, but I'll kind of show you what I'm looking for here. Is I'm looking to see from this side, is the club still connected to their body rotation? Okay, and they're both pretty good in this scenario. We'll look at the second position again when we look at the down the line view, because it's more critical for what I'm looking for in that situation. Now if we go into position 3 is when the golfer's left arm is parallel to the ground. And what I'm looking for here is to see if their left arm is parallel to the ground, and their left arm in the golf club should form a 90-degree angle. I'm also starting to look a little bit at their spine tilt and their hip rotation. So the tour player is in a perfect position here. My student on the left is a little bit overhinged. That's going to affect some things when we get into position 4. Okay, now that we're about ready to move into position 4, you can see I've put lines on both of their hips and a circle around the head, because again, we're starting to monitor hip rotation as well as their spine angle at the top of their backswing. So I'm going to take my student up to the top. Okay, she is now in position 4. This is the top of her backswing. So in a perfect scenario, your hip will still be on your hip line. Your spine angle will be leaning slightly away from the target. They're both pretty close. She doesn't have quite as much spine tilt away from the target. She has kept her head in good position, and his head obviously is in a good position. And let's move him up to the top. Okay, so there's the top of his backswing. As you can see, the spine tilt is exactly where he should be. Okay, so that's position 4. That's the top of your backswing. All right, so now we're going to move into position 5. Okay, in position 5, that's basically where the left arm is going to get back to parallel to the ground. And what I'm really looking for here is to see how much club head lag is still intact. Club head lag is basically that 90-degree angle that we try to get at the top of your backswing with your left arm in the golf club. As you can see, our tour player here still has a little bit over 90, so he's got a lot of power stored up. And my student's starting to lose some of the lag. She certainly doesn't have that 90-degree angle, so that's going to cause you to lose some distance, as well as certainly could lose some direction, but distance is going to be the main thing that we're looking for here. Now we're going to move into position 6. Position 6 is quite the mirror image of what position 2 was. So position 6 is going to be when the club gets back to parallel to the ground. And let's get our student down there. Okay, she is now in position 6. And our tour player is in position 6. Okay, so here's where you start to see a big difference in the power situation. They're both in position 6. The club is parallel to the ground. Okay, you notice his hands are over his right thigh right now. Her hands are well behind her. So what she's having here is a loss of power because the club's not getting back in front of her as quickly as it should be, and that's going to cause some impact issues. He's in a perfect driving situation here. Now we're going to move into position 7. Position 7 is the most important part of the golf swing. This is impact. It's where the club meets the ball. This is the moment of truth for everyone, and this would be the same for anyone that plays the game of golf. Great impact is the same for me or my student, the tour player, anyone playing the game of golf. The better you get at impact, obviously the better your golf shot. So let's move our tour player there. And he's right. Let's get him right at impact. Okay, he's right at impact. Let's move my student to impact. Okay, so you see some differences here, of course. The perfect impact position would be a forward-leaning club shaft and a flat left wrist. And if you look at our tour player on the right, that's about as good as it gets. If you look at my student here on the left, her hands are a little bit behind as far as impact situation. Her hip rotation's a little too quick, and that's what's causing her there. So that's one thing we're working on, is not letting her right knee outrace her hands to the golf ball. Okay, so that's a key. But the position on the right is where everyone wants to be. You can hit good shots from where she's at on the left. It's just not going to be your greatest shot. Okay, now we're going to move into position 8, and that is the releasing of the golf club. What I'm really looking at here is to see what your arms are doing through the golf ball as you rotate through. Are we getting extension? Both of her arms are fully extended, so her arms are at least working to her target. If you look at our tour player, again, obviously the arms are both extended. They've maintained the same angle between their left and right arm as they started off with, which is exactly what we want to be doing. So her hands and arms are in good position here. There's still some leaning back on the left side with her on the left, and that's something that we're working on. But he is fully extended to the target. She is completely off her right side, which is not totally bad, and he's getting off of his right side. Okay, position 9 is the full rotation and finish of your golf swing. So if you look where he's finished, that's outstanding. His eyes and chest are fully facing the target. His right heel is completely off the ground, facing behind him where it should be. That's a great extension. That's a great follow-through. Now as we look at my student, her lower body work, she gets there as well, and she rotates through the ball very, very well upon finish. So both of those are good finish positions. They're both solid against their left side, and the right foot is fully facing the back of their target where it should be. So these are the 9 positions that we look at from a face-on perspective. To access the down-the-line view, click on the video to the right, and if you enjoyed these videos, be sure to like and subscribe to the Dogwood Golf channel. Thank you.